Before a woman of the Korean court was seen, her face had already begun to speak. Not loudly, not freely, it spoke through discipline, status, restraint, and silence. In Chosen Korea, beauty did not rush into the room. It moved through gates, courtyards, painted beams, and the quiet rules of palace life. Beyond these gates, nothing was casual. A sleeve, a step, a lowered gaze could reveal whether a woman understood her place. The ritual began in private. Before the palace saw her, she sat with water, herbs, silk, and the knowledge that she would soon be read. Outside her chamber, women moved in controlled silence. Their beauty was not loud. It was measured, trained, and watched by everyone around them. On the table, nothing was random. Rice water, herbs, oil, comb, silk. Each object waited to shape the woman she must become. The first beauty secret was almost ordinary. Clouded rice water, pale and quiet, held the kind of wisdom women passed from hand to hand. She lowered her hands into the bowl. The water moved around her fingers, softening the skin before the face became a surface for judgment. Then came the first touch to the face, forehead, cheeks, jaw, a cleansing so gentle, it felt almost like a warning before visibility. Her bare face was not unfinished. It was the beginning. Clean skin was the quiet surface where composure, rank, and restraint would soon be written. The herbs waited like old knowledge. Roots, flowers, grains, and powders. No labels, no promises. Only memory, scent, texture, and careful hands. The attendant ground the herbs slowly. This was not a modern beauty routine. It was inherited knowledge, made by women, repeated in silence. The mixture became smooth beneath the hand. Earth, water, grain, and flour turned into something intimate, prepared only for this quiet room. The paste touched her cheek. She did not flinch. To be prepared for court, even the face had to learn patience and stillness. Now she waited. The herbs rested on her skin. The room held its breath. Beauty, here, was never rushed. It was allowed to settle. Outside, life continued. Doors opened. Silk moved. Servants crossed the courtyard. But inside, time narrowed to one woman, one face, one transformation. The mirror waited beside her. It did not ask if she felt beautiful. It waited for a harder question. Was she ready to be seen? A soft cloth touched her skin. Nothing dramatic happened. And yet this quiet care was already changing how her face would enter the world. She sat with her face clean and calm, not empty, not plain, but controlled enough to become acceptable inside a world of rules. Then came the hair, long, dark, and glossy. It carried its own meaning: health, femininity, order, care, a private beauty made visible. A little oil warmed between the hands. Not too much, nothing excessive. Just enough to give the hair weight, shine, discipline, and control. The comb entered her hair slowly, one stroke at a time. The loose private woman began to become formal, polished, and prepared. Again, the comb moved. Again, she stayed still. The ritual did not only smooth the hair, it trained the body to obey calm. The light caught the dark strands. Beauty was becoming visible now, but still controlled. Even shine had to remain quiet. Even softness had rules. Her hair was lifted, shaped, and pinned. A loose strand could look careless. The court preferred order, so order was made by hand. The face returned softly finished. A restrained lip, balanced brows, skin made calm. Nothing demanded attention, yet every detail had been chosen. Then the hanbok waited. Folded silk, quiet color, ceremony in fabric. It was not simply clothing. It was a lesson in how to move. The first layers touched her body. The private woman was still there, but the court was already entering the room through fabric. The skirt was tied with care, fabric gathered, lines settled. Her body was being placed inside the language of rank, modesty, and grace. The jacket came over her shoulders. Now the silhouette changed. Her posture changed with it. Beauty was no longer only skin. It was behavior. Inside the hanbok, she could not move carelessly. The garment asked for stillness, balance, and control, so her body answered. Her hands rested near the sleeves. Even a small gesture mattered. In this world, the body often spoke before the woman was allowed to. A small ornament caught the light. Not loud, not heavy. Just enough to suggest refinement, status, and the discipline of restraint. The attendant smoothed the fabric one last time. This was the final private touch before every fold, line, and gesture became public. At last, she faced the mirror. The woman looking back was familiar, but altered, softer, straighter, more distant, harder to read. The mirror did not show only her face. It showed her readiness to lower her gaze, to walk slowly, to reveal nothing too soon. The door opened, light entered the chamber. Behind her, the bowls and comb remained. Ahead of her, the court waited in silence. She walked through the corridor with measured steps. The hanbok moved around her like silence made visible, carrying the ritual forward. Other women noticed the hair, the skin, the sleeves, the posture. In court, beauty was read before it was ever praised. For one final moment, she stands between two worlds. Behind her, the room that prepared her. Ahead, the court that will read her. The ritual is finished. The judgment is about to begin. In the courtyard, she became part of the palace itself. Stone, silk, painted wood, and silence all arranged around her presence. No one speaks, but she is not alone. The gaze of the court is already around her. It studies the fabric, the hair, the posture, the silence, and she gives nothing away. Now she stood before the world, not loud, not fragile, composed, controlled, almost untouchable. Beauty had become presence, and presence had become power. Her face revealed almost nothing, and that was the point. In this world, restraint was not emptiness, it was protection. Beauty was no longer private. It had become rank, training, and social language. Every detail said she understood the world she lived inside. If she looked back, it was only for a moment. The private woman was still there, hidden beneath silk, silence, and control. The room was empty now. Rice water, herbs, oil, and comb were left behind. But their work had entered the court with her. Beneath the silk, she's still herself. Not ornament, not silence, not a face arranged for judgment. The ritual has taught the court how to see her, but not how to know her, because the deepest power in this palace is not the beauty she reveals. It is the self she keeps hidden.